And I can share my screen, yeah? I'm on main, but I'm not sure whether they can see me. Yes, I think so. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Bonjour tout le monde. Okay, excuse me. Can you teach us the tenses? Diku Story Squad. Today is about complément d'objet direct et indirect. Bonjour tout le monde. I can teach you tenses if it comes up and if I have time, okay, to do that. Okay, bonjour Rosaline, bonjour tout le monde. And I can see some people that I have just taught in a private live back here. Bonjour tout le monde. I'm so happy to see you today. I don't often do lives open to all, but I'm happy anyway. Okay, today we are going to do an exercise based on a subject that everybody asks me for and about, okay? And it's very important that you concentrate and you listen to the little lesson I'm about to give you, because in a minute I'm going to ask you to do the sentence based on this lesson. Bonjour à la Thaïlande, bonjour. Cute. Thank you, Priya. Okay, every day I'm watching you, you're the best. Oh, Ariel, that's really kind. Okay. What's your favorite animal? Quel est mon animal préféré? Je dirais que j'aime beaucoup... j'adore les chats. J'aime beaucoup les chats parce que les chats sont mignons. C'est pour ça. Bonjour au Sri Lanka, bonjour à tout le monde, bonjour Universal. Ok, on va commencer. How long is this for? 30 minutes. 30 minutes of pure teaching here. Ok, on va commencer. Teach male and masculine professions. Profession. Now, before I start, any subjects that you may have, the chances that I have covered it, you must go to Learn French with Alexa, the YouTube channel. We have covered so many subjects that we have over 700 videos available for you. If you want the tenses, we've covered the tenses. If you want the masculine, feminine, we've covered all of these subjects. The rest, subjunctive, we have covered. However, we cover all these very complex subjects in more details at Learn French with Alexa. Bonjour, you're my first online teacher. Bonjour. Ok. Alors, on va commencer. And I'm going to share my screen, okay? And my screen is all about COD and COE. And we are going to learn what these are, okay? I've always found your videos helpful when I struggled with French. You made learning French easy. Okay, well, let's see whether this subject is going to be as easy. A lot of you... Summer, I have covered the passé composé in my lessons many times. So check, it's free. Check the YouTube channel. Okay, I have covered the passé composé. Now, have you heard of a COD? Have you heard of a COE? A lot of you are asking me, but I'm taught the COE at school. I'm taught the COD at school, but I still don't know what it is. So I'm going to teach you what it is, okay? And then we are going to do a small exercise, and you will see that it's going to become so clear. And you think, wow, okay, how didn't I think of that in the past, okay? So here we go. What is a COD or, and I'm going to use my yellow pen here, or a direct object complement? And what you want here to concentrate on the complement word, okay? A COD stands for complément d'objet direct. In English, we say direct object complement, the other way round, okay? So, for example, when you have a very simple sentence, such as Je mange la pomme, okay, can you see that? Je mange la pomme. I have underlined the complement in this sentence. Je mange la pomme. Je is the subject of that sentence, mange is the verb of that sentence, and anything that follows is going to be a complement. And that's a complement. Okay? So when we talk about direct object complement, we talk about a complement that is directly linked to that verb. Okay? So here we go. La pomme is here the complément d'objet direct, or the direct object complement to what? It is the direct object, because it's an object in that case, okay, an object to the verb manger, okay? So that is a complément d'objet direct. You look at any sentences and you will see that anything that is attached to a verb in a sentence is going to be a complément. Okay? It could be a complément de temps, complément de lieu, complément, etc. You've got different types of complément. Okay? In that case, it's an object. It's a direct object. Okay? So, we would like, and that's what I'm going to do in this lesson, we want to replace a direct object complement to a direct object pronoun. And I will tell you what the pronouns are in a minute, okay? For example, je mange la pomme. La pomme is the direct object complement of that. We want to transform it into a pronoun. And here it is. Je la mange. I eat it. Now, can you see what we've done? And it is the direct object pronoun. Now, can you see what we have done here? We have removed pomme, but we've kept the pronoun. In this case, it's an article, but it transforms into a pronoun if you put it before the verb. So, je mange la pomme, je la mange. If you wanted to say, je mange les bonbons, I eat the sweets. Now, I don't want to repeat sweets. I want to use the pronoun of this. What would it be? Je les mange. Can you see that? So we've transferred this complément d'objet direct into a pronom. Okay, pronom d'objet direct. Can you see what we've done here? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, good. Let's have a look at another one. Je donne, I give. Je donne le stylo. Okay, I give the pen. Now, can you transform this sentence with its pronom d'objet direct? So, can you transform this without repeating stylo? You want to say, I give it. How would you do that? I give it. Can you do that? So what happens when we say, I give it? What happens here? How are you going to transform that into a pronoun? Okay? So what does it? Je, Akash, je, le donne. And some printer is giving, a question mark, but well done, because it's exactly that. Je le donne. Exactly that, okay? So well done, you guys, okay? Yes, Rocco, je le donne, okay? So what you've done here, and well done, you have transformed a complément d'objet direct into a pronom d'objet direct, okay? So this pronoun is directly linked to this, but that's not the subject here. That's the subject of the sentence. Okay, so well done you guys, okay? Je donne le stylo, je le donne. Okay, so this is, in a nutshell, in a really simplistic way, this is the simple way that I could explain what a complement is in a sentence, okay? But now, let's have a look at something slightly harder. We want to look at not a complément d'objet direct, we want to look at a complément d'objet indirect. So indirect object complement. Okay? For example, have a look at this sentence. Tom donne la pomme à Paul. Okay, so here we've got two things happening. We have la pomme, but also we have à Paul. So, Tom gives the apple to Paul. Okay, so what's happening here? Tom gives the apple to Paul. We've got two complements here. Two complements that is linked with the verb donner. But two things is happening. La pomme is directly linked to the verb, so it's a complément d'objet direct. However, apple, okay, is a complément d'objet indirect. Okay? So, I am giving what? La pomme. I wish I had a pomme here. I've got la pomme. But I'm going to give it to. So, la pomme is a direct link to donner. And suddenly, we are giving it in a second phase. Okay? So, I've got that apple. It's my complement, but I'm going to give it to Paul. And Paul becomes an indirect link to donner. Can you see what's happening here? I can see that some of you are in it. So, how do you replace this Paul? Okay, and this is where I'm going to show you in a minute the chart. Okay, by a pronoun. So let's replace this indirect object complement by an indirect object pronoun. For him or her, it's always lui. Okay? Lui. Okay? So we do the same. We take out apple and we put this indirect object before the verb. Je lui donne la pomme. Je lui donne la pomme. So what we've done here, we have, instead of repeating je donne la pomme à Paul, we have suddenly put apple in front of the verb. Je lui donne la pomme. I give the apple to him. Okay? And to him has been bumped into the beginning. However, what if you wanted to use direct object pronoun and indirect object pronoun at the same time without repeating la pomme, without repeating apple? What do we do? And Michael has a right here. We do it like this, okay? Tom donne la pomme à Paul. La pomme à Paul. So here we go. Complément d'objet direct, complément d'objet indirect. And we want to transform that into the sentence without repeating Paul and Paul. Then we've got it here. Here is your complément d'objet indirect. Okay, that refers to la pomme. And here is your complément d'objet indirect. And this is the order they come in, by the way. First, COD. Second, COE. So, Tom la lui donne. Okay, here we got Tom gives it to him. Okay? Tom la lui donne or le lui donne or whatever gives it to him. Okay? So what we are going to do here is I'm going to show you, okay, the way it's positioned, the way it's done. So any pronouns, okay, that replace a direct object will be me for me, te for you, here we go, le or la for him, her, or it, as in I give it, okay, I give her, nous for us, vous for you, and les for them. And any indirect object pronoun, okay, will be me again, te, and lui for to him and to her. And there is no to it here, okay, to him and to her. And look at the translation is to me, to you, to him, to her. And nous, as in to us, vous, as in to you, and leur, to them, okay? So here we have an indirect object pronoun, okay. we're actually doing this in my class, New did this, here we go. Then it's very useful. So the best way for you to learn about these direct object pronouns and indirect object pronouns is to put this into, are you ready? Is to put this into a sentence. So I'm going to ask you to do this for me. Okay. Yes, Akash is giving me the order of prepositioning. Thank you. So me, te, nous, vous first, le, la, les third, and lui, leur. That explains the la, lui. Okay. And there is an order to direct and indirect object pronouns as well. Okay. So pronom tonique, garve, you mean moi, toi, lui. Is that what you mean? It's another story, it's another lesson. So again, I explain everything in my YouTube videos, but also in more details in Learn French with Alexa. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, if you want to access 400 hours of like proper teaching, on the course Learn French with Alexa, there are 20% at the moment that you could benefit from. So, here we go. Can you do this one? Ella donne la pomme. Can you transform that with a pronom? Okay, can you do that? So I'll give you 5 seconds to tell me what do you think the first sentence, or how do you think the first sentence could be transformed using a pronoun. So TED pronouns are almost similar to COD and COE, just to use differ. Okay, so here we go. Sahali, elle la donne. Janet, elle la donne. Okay, Ella. Sorry, it's Ella. It's me being confusing. We use Ella la donne. Okay, it's by the way Ella as in the name, but I'm quite happy for it to be elle as well. So Ella la donne. Okay, so what we've done here, we have identified the complément d'objet direct. It's here. Okay, I've identified it. And now I want to avoid using it again, and I just want to use the pronoun la. Okay, now look at the positioning. Now, la, here in its position, it's a definite article. However, when transformed before a verb without the noun, it becomes a pronoun. Okay, can you see that? A direct object pronoun. Okay, so well done, you guys. Okay, so elle, la donne. Okay. Okay, superb. Okay, now let's have a look at numéro 2. Can you see number 2? Okay, je regarde, and I'm going to get rid of this so it's not too much in a way. So, je regarde les enfants jouer. Now, this one is slightly more complicated, and I will tell you why in a minute. If you were to transform this sentence using a pronoun, how would you do it? What would you do? Okay. Now, Akash, je les regarde. Terry, je les regarde jouer, ADK. Je les regarde jouer, je les regarde jouer. And I like that you've added jouer to it, okay? Because that's very important. Alors, Diksha, no, it can't be leur. Now, remember that leur is an indirect object pronoun. However, let's identify what's happening here. Les enfants is the direct complement direct to regarde. Okay, jouer is not a direct complement. It is the verb that is linked to les enfants. Okay, and so it can't be leur because les enfants is not indirect to the verb. It doesn't have a in front of it. Okay, so what we must do here, we must replace les enfants by its direct object pronoun. So let's have a look at here. Where would you put les enfants? Me? Non. Te? Non. Le? Non. Nous? Non. It's there. That's where les enfants are. Okay? Because it's direct. Okay? So let's have a look at the sentence again. Je, and then before the verb, les regarde. I am watching them play. You need the verb. You're watching them doing what? I'm watching them play. And here is your direct object pronoun. Now, si, you cannot use leur because leur is not directly linked. Leur is indirect. It's an indirect object pronoun. You want a direct object pronoun, okay? So I can see the confusion here, okay? Alors, Niru, you never say je suis regardé. Just je regarde. Even if you wanted to translate I am watching, you wouldn't say I and then am and watching in French doesn't work. You would say I watch, quite simply. Remember that. So, Miss, can I have your contact number? Priya, no. No. I mean, as much as I would love you to have my contact number, you can contact us though. If you have a question, the chances that I will answer it. Now, you can talk to us on Instagram as well as TikTok. So you can try this. Okay. Je le regarde leur. Now, Alexandra, there is some confusion here. Okay. You don't need leur because leur is indirectly linked. So can I just show you again what's happening here? Okay. All of these are pronouns, okay? They are pronouns that replace a noun. That's what pronouns are, okay? But they are directly linked to the verb. All of these are used when you use an indirect object pronoun, okay? Which means to me, to you, to him. In that case, and I repeat the sentence, there is no to me. I'm watching the children play. There is no I'm watching to you or whatever. Okay, so, Saïd, je leur regarde les enfants jouer. You cannot do that. Okay, you can't do that because you can't do leur and then les enfants again. Replace les enfants by a direct object. It's les. Okay, I can see there is some difficulties here. I can see some, but I don't understand. Okay, it's fine. Okay, it's a really tough subject and that's why I'm teaching it to you today. Now, let's have a look at the next one. Nous avons mangé le gâteau de ma mère. If you were to replace this, okay, if you were to replace this by a pronoun, how would you do it? Can you please tell me how would you do it? Well, Miss, can I do the pronoun? Okay. Nous avons le manger de ma mère. Okay. Amol, I like that you're trying. It's wonderful. Nous l'avons mangé. Okay. That's very good. Akash, nous le lui avons mangé. Okay. So you've got, and I repeat, it's more double Dutch than French, Nick. Funny. You have humor. Nous le mange de ma mère. Okay, I can see we have a lot of people confused here. Okay. So here we go. Nous avons mangé le gâteau de ma mère. Let's identify first. Let's identify the, and I'm going to erase this so there is no confusion. I would like you to identify the complément of the verb. Now, here's the verb, and here's the passé composé. Someone was asking me about a passé composé. Well, here it is. Nous avons mangé. It's composed of two things, auxiliary verb avoir in the present tense, and manger, which is a past participle. We have eaten. But that's not the complément. That's the verb, okay? The complément is le gâteau de ma mère. That's the complément. The cake of my mother. Okay? It's not just le gâteau. It's le gâteau de ma mère. Okay? Because de ma mère is linked with le gâteau. It's a possessive. Okay? And I think this is where some of you are making the mistake. Okay? Je suis sous les 4 heures du matin dans l'Oregon, mais j'ai besoin de cours. Seriously, are you going to school drunk? Nous avons mangé le gâteau de ma mère, so it will become nous. And then le gâteau de ma mère, if you replace this, would be le. Okay? But because we have avons and it begins with a vowel, we need to drop the and put an apostrophe to make it sound better. So, nous l'avons mangé. Nous l'avons mangé. Ta-da! Nous avons... Ah, Yarob, you're mixing up. Nous avons l'en mangé. No, you can't put en. En is another pronoun, okay? Nous avons le lui mangé. T-Gail. Okay. What's happening here is that you are mixing your indirect and your direct object. If you have identified that here we have only one complement, there is no indirect complement at all. Okay, we have one direct complement, that's le gâteau de ma mère is directly linked to avons mangé. Link. Okay, linked. Okay, so therefore that's all you have to replace. Don't try to put an indirect object where there isn't one. Yeah, so I'm sorry, that's quite a heavy lesson going to. Oh my gosh, Alex has just started my morning here. Headache. I don't mean it. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. COD, COE, that's what we are doing. Okay, so I'm going to try the next one and let's see whether you can do it. Remember, identify the direct object or the indirect object pronoun, okay? The direct object here, it's le, la, les, but it's also moi ou toi. But we're not doing that. Everything is explained in more details and with more, I want to say, slightly more complex structures in my website. The website has hundreds of quizzes, hundreds of lessons, hundreds of hours available for you to watch. Ok. Vous avez donné des leçons aux élèves. Ok. Vous avez donné des leçons aux élèves. Oh, Tito can't understand. I'm so sorry, Tito. I'm trying to make it sound as easy as possible, and obviously it's not an easy one. Ok. Vous avez donné. Okay. Identify the complement. Okay. Now the problem with this one is that there is no les. Okay. You have given some lessons to the pupils. Now here, O is the same as a in the plural. Okay? So O is the same as a. Now, let's identify this one. We have given lessons to the pupils. And what we want to do here is to transform aux élèves into an indirect object pronoun. Can you do that? Can you do that? So let's just do this. Complément d'objet indirect. Because it's indirectly linked to the verb. Okay? What is directly linked to the verb is des leçons. Vous avez donné des leçons. À qui? Aux élèves. Okay? So replace aux élèves. So let's have a look at our thing here. Which one is it? So we know that it's to them. We gave lesson to them. So it's not this one. Me, it's not te, it's not lui, it's not nous, it's not vous, but it's leur. Okay, so we go back, and here we go. Let's have a look at this. Vous, and then before the verb, leur avez donné. Okay, and then we need to add des leçons. Okay, because it's not les leçons. We don't want a direct object pronoun here. Vous les leur avez donné, vous leur les avez donné does not work really well. So leur replaces aux élèves. And that's an indirect object complement. And therefore that is an indirect object pronoun. Okay, so vous leur avez donné, yeah, Esther Rocks, well done. Vous leur, alors, I can't read the name, but we don't say vous des leur avez donné. Never once is a pronoun des. Okay, I show you again. It is either me, te, le, la, nous, vous, les, when it's directly linked to the verb, or indirectly, it's me, te, it's the same, lui, nous, vous, leur. Okay, so be very careful. And I know that I can't explain it. It's interesting. A leur with an S side when it's a possessive. Okay, when it's a possessive. Yeah, and that's another lesson. Vous leur avez donné des leçons. Eunice is perfect. Okay. Oh, I understand this. Taito, do you? Vous leur avez donné des leçons. Easy. Vous leur avez donné des leçons is perfect. Jed is already jumping into the last one or the next one. Here we go. J'offre un cadeau à Elliot. Now remember that if the sentence has a article which is not a definite article, then no need to replace it by a pronoun. Okay, so what is the next sentence? J'offre un cadeau à Elliot. Hi Maria, I hope I'm not disturbing now to say I'm from Egypt and I'm 9 years old. Je viens d'Égypte et j'ai 9 ans. Okay, so c'est clair, Sankriti. Okay, so here we go. What is the direct object pronoun here? Now, the complement is definitely un cadeau. I'm giving or I'm presenting, offering a present. Yeah, a present. Okay, you can't replace a by the. Okay, because it's a, it's any, it's indefinite article. So here, I would like you to replace Elliot by a pronoun. How are you going to do that? Now, à Elliot, to him, okay? Do you remember what it was? Let's go back. Let's go back to my little chart here. Do you remember what it was? Yes, it's this one, isn't it? Lui. Je, and then lui. So here we go. Because lui begins with a consonant, we have to put je back. J'offre. The E has been erased because off begins with a vowel. However, in this case, lui comes next. Here's lui. That's Elliot. Elliot. Yeah? So, je, lui, and then we need a verb. Offre. And then what do I give Elliot? Un cadeau. A present. Un cadeau. Okay? Je lui offre un cadeau. Je le lui offre is that works as well, by the way, and not that some of you have that as well. But un cadeau begins with an indefinite article, so therefore, if I said j'offre le cadeau à Elliot, you could have said je le lui offre, which is absolutely perfect. Okay, so I know I'm losing some of you. You might just think, Alina, je lui offre de ma mère. Alina, are we talking about the same sentence here? Hi, hello, madame. I would love to learn with your live course for French. What time do you always be live so that I can fix my time and learn with you? Thank you. Okay, Walid, I'm not sure. I can't see whether you are a client of Learn French with Alexa, the website. If you are, if you go to the live page, you have all the times and sessions and subjects that I teach, okay? And it's every 2 weeks. except on holidays, but it's every 2 weeks I'm live, okay? And also if you're part of the community, and I see that there was a new member early on of the community, if you join, you get all the perks. You get access to the support guides, you get access to vocabulary lessons, you get access to a lot of things if you become a joint member of the YouTube channel as well. And then you have as well the timetable of all the exclusive lives, yeah? So I hope that answers your question. I am your subscriber. Tanishka, if you're a subscriber of the Learn French with Alexa, then you have access to tons and tons of material. So, je la lui offre. Would that be correct if we want to change both subject? Which V? Le. If you wanted to do that, then je le lui offre. And the reason being is because le refers to a masculine word, because un cadeau is masculine. Okay? Does that answer your question? Okay. Do you have like worksheets too? Absolutely. Worksheets are available either if you're joint members of La Fresh, the YouTube channel, but all the worksheets are available at in my website. There's tons, hundreds. Next one. I hope I'm not confusing you. You must think, oh my gosh, it's so hard. It's so hard. Okay. Tu parles à Marie. Tu parles à Marie. Now, where is the complement? Identify the complement. À Marie. Okay. So what have you put? Tu parles à Marie. Replace that by a complement. Vanakam, tu lui parles. Tu lui parles. Irida, tu lui parles. Très bien. Janet, tu lui parles. Bravo. Sansriki, tu lui parles. Tu lui parles, Shania. Okay, so we get that. Okay. Does anyone knows Tamil here? Priya, who's Tamil? Who is Tamil? I want to know who Tamil is. Okay, so tu lui parles. Jaxi, tu y parles? Non. And it seems like you're making the confusion between I and en, and that's another story completely. That's another pronoun. Okay, these are indirect object pronouns too, but they serve different purposes. Okay, so you've get it. Now, à Marie, because we said to Marie, it's indirect. Okay, it's an indirect complement. Okay, so we want to replace à Marie by a complement. So let's have a look. To her, it's here, isn't it? Lui. Regardless whether it's to him or to her, it's lui. So here we go. Tu parles à Marie. Tu lui parles. And all of a sudden, we've replaced that into an indirect object. So as soon as it is à someone, okay, it becomes indirect, okay? So, oh, Tamil! I thought you meant Tamil, the person. I am a Tamil, okay. Sorry about that. I really thought Tamil was someone called Tamil, and of course it's a language, Tamil. Tu parles à elle. Alors, Mifta, tu parles à elle. You can say that, though it's not, it's clumsy. It wouldn't work. It really would not work. Tamilian, sorry. I'm learning about Tamil at the same time as trying to answer the questions here. Okay. Said, tu lui parles is correct. So, I want to show you now the solutions. Okay, now listen really carefully and look very carefully. Identify where the complement is. Identify whether it's a direct complement or indirect complement. And once you have identified that, replace it by the proper complement, okay, which I have shown you the list of. By the way, you can watch this video again, okay? And if you're watching it in the classroom, hi everybody, bonjour, which is a possibility. Thanks, because of you, I passed my test. Akib, I'm very proud of you. Now, elle donne la pomme. Elle la donne. Quite simply, we have replaced la pomme by its pronouns here in the sentence. Je regarde les enfants jouer. And here again, je les regarde. It's directly linked. There is no a in front of it. Nous avons mangé. Now, this is where you have to be careful. Le gâteau de ma mère, it's all. All of that is the complement. And we put it here. Nous l'avons mangé. Okay? Vous avez donné des leçons aux élèves, to the pupils, and all reflects to, but plural, you just need to know that, and here it is replaced. It's not les anymore, okay? Because here it's an indirect complement, okay? Vous leur avez donné des leçons, okay? Now, j'offre un cadeau à Elliot, and here's Elliot here. Je lui offre un cadeau because it's a person and it's to something. Okay, je lui offre. Okay, and tu parles à Marie. Again, tu lui parles. Okay, tu lui parles. Okay. Now, how was that for you guys? How was that for you? Alors. I have, it is now 12:30. We have 2 minutes. I can't, of course, answer all your questions, but I can certainly try to see whether you have something meaningful to tell me. Merci Alexa beaucoup. Thank you for all your lessons and videos. You always help me during my exams. Superbe. Je parle à Marie sur la série télé. J'y lui parle. Non. You can't say j'y lui parle. You can't, Tara. So, je lui parle. Sur la série. Ah, pardon, je lui en parle. That's what you mean. Okay. So, en, because it's a subject. What is it you're talking about? It's not I always when it refers to a place. Okay. The rest is en. And it comes after lui. Okay, I see what you mean. So, je lui en parle. Ok. Bonjour, je m'appelle Hamza, j'ai 10 ans et je suis un Égyptien. J'habite à Abu Dhabi avec ma famille. J'aime la couleur rouge. Bah, c'est parfait. Well done, you, Hamza. Je suis en retard. Manhattan, it's okay. You can watch this live again. Okay. So, now, don't forget that there are 2 ways you can do better in terms of your learning, because YouTube is good, but it doesn't give you the structure that you need when learning a language. LearnFrenchWithAlexa.com is amazing, not because it's mine, but because it's amazing in content. And the YouTube channel is amazing too. And also, if you join the YouTube channel, you can access the exclusive live lessons like that, you know, and... what else? Gap fill exercise, reading exercise, grammar exercise, picture exercise, you name it. I do everything. And all of that is available on the website as well. You're amazing. You always help me during my exam and I got good marks because of your videos. Thank you, Givenchy. Givenchy, love that name. Do you have any advice for the ICSE exam? Is it like the GCSE exam? Because I don't know. I'm so sorry. I'm not sure which exam it is. So I will look into it. Okay. I'm going to give you... Now my doubts have cleared. Oh, Priya, thank you. I mean, it's way more complex than that. I've tried to alleviate you from a complex subject a tiny little bit because there is more complex subject in terms of indirect object pronouns. But hey, comment allez-vous? Okay. My French teacher introduced me to your channel when I had trouble with listening skills to improve. From then, I follow your channel. I still have some trouble in listening skills. We have introduced new dialogue videos on YouTube. Have you seen them? They are awesome. Michael, ICSE, yeah, I don't know which exam this is, and that's why I can't help. Okay, that's it for me. Au revoir, à bientôt, et puis bisous, bisous. Salut à tout le monde. Au revoir, bisous à tous, à tous.